Welcome back to Grassroots Media. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Baileyton Drug Company. James Buchanan and Sam Tarleton, TMB, BNT, whatever you want to refer to it as show, presented by Starne's Barber Shop. As always, I'm sitting here with Lady Huskies head coach James Buchanan and Huskies head coach Sam Tarleton. Fellas, as always, how we doing today?
Hey, Robert Starnes makes sausage too.
He makes sausage?
Yeah,
I did not
he
know.
brought us some sausage.
I'm big old bag. $25. We done eat some of it.
You want to eat some of yours?
Oh yeah. She
Think
fried
mine's
it up
still in
last
the
night.
Freezer in there. I gotta take it home. It's good. It is good.
It is?
Yep. Almost as good as his haircuts.
It's a good plug.
He's a man of many talents.
Mm-hmm.
What you been up to today?
Watching game film, teaching students about the dangers of alcohol abuse. Been on the phone. We had a regional tournament meeting yesterday, so we're trying to get all that organized. Got a game in here tomorrow night. Been busy times. How about you? What time did you
Where
work?
you been over
12.
Double A? He's been at Double A.
I've been everywhere. I've been double A, triple A, and
I've been
single A.
everywhere, man. You heard that song?
Mm-hmm.
It's you.
Let's see.
The Johnny Cash.
Is it?
I don't know either.
Tuesday night I was at Claiborne for the 3A championship.
Claiborne.
Monday night I was at Boone for the 2A semis.
You get paid mileage?
No. I just go wherever I'm told.
Where you going tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night I'll be at Gatlinburg Pittman covering Chucky Doke, and then Saturday night I'll be at Chucky Doke when Gatlinburg Pittman comes down here.
Who's going to be here? At
I
the
don't know.
Den?
I'm sure there'll be somebody here though.
Think somebody will show?
I'm sure.
We got the Indians coming in.
You do.
What time did you get up today?
What time did I get up today? About 9:30.
9:30. God. We done put in half a day by 9:30.
Have you? Well, my day runs a little longer than yours.
I doubt that.
By the time,
It's the same. We were the same place as you are. So we start
what
earlier.
time do you go to bed?
Midnight, 1,
Yeah. We don't even get home
every night.
till then. And then when I get home, I can't just go to sleep. Got to unwind.
Yeah,
So what time do you get up?
6. I set my alarm for earlier than 6.
He snoozes it.
You usually get up about 6.
Hey, I'll
so-
get, yeah.
Okay. Well, if I get up at 9 today, what time do you go to bed usually?
12.
Okay.
What do you
1.
do? Stay up and play video games?
No, about 3. I do a lot of this. Well, when you go to
3?
games, you get back real late, and then you got to write the stories.
I'm older than
Sometimes with basketball, you got 2 to write, so that's double the work. If you've read my stories, and you understand that they're pretty long,
Hey,
they're longer than
you do a
usual.
good
So,
job.
You do, Tyler.
so there's some times where I write a whole college essay in a night. The game where South Green and Hampton went to triple overtime, 2,000 words. That wasn't
Wow.
even including the girls' story.
Hey, let me.
So a lot of times that runs late to where I'm ended up finishing around 2:33,
Yeah.
and then you wake up the next morning. Sometimes you don't have to come into these interviews until midday, around noon or sometime like that.
You
So,
sleep in.
What's
yeah.
your?
So my day is a little different where we
Your
work.
second shift.
Yeah,
Take your
where you get up at 6, I get up at 9. You go to bed at midnight, I go to bed at 3. It's just a little bit of a difference.
When you write those, like, what's your style? Like, what are you looking for? Do you think about, like, look at the book and think about the game, and
I
then
write
try
as I
to
go.
like plug in what the coach says a little bit here and there. Listen to your little
You just
record.
mix it up.
I like to write it as I go because a lot of people, myself, I like to read it as the game goes. I like to read the flow of the game. I like to incorporate it a little bit how a natural writing style would be. Like you look at the book and you kind of incorporate the stats. Like at the end of the second, he had this many points out of the team's total.
Okay.
Say this player had 11 of their 18 points in the second.
How does
mix
Wayne
in the
Phillips write
comments.
like 4 things on his notepad and then write it?
Wayne's
like
a
that?
legend.
That's crazy.
What Wayne does
Maybe he has a
boggles my
photographic
mind. But
memory.
He has something because he'll not even record you and write verbatim what you say.
it's like
He's listening.
He's like a doctor. The doctors write whatever, and nobody can understand it except them. He's that same exact way.
I always was impressed by
Well,
that.
since I'm so much older, I think I require less sleep. They say as you get older, you don't need as much sleep. I don't know that I believe that. Well, we've had a lot of basketball, Tyler.
You've not had as much. The last time we came in here, I think we had
Yeah, that
5
was
games
crazy.
to talk about. Luckily, this time we just have 2
Two.
because you had the district tournament.
Yeah.
I know both of you started off with UNACA. Both of you won those games, made it into the
Yeah.
championship where you played Cloudland and you played University High up there at Happy Valley in Bayless Gymnasium. So, whoever wants to take the floor first. Go
ahead,
for it.
Sam. I'm yawning here.
Let's talk about the champions here.
Yeah, start off with the winners and leave.
We're gonna
the
talk about
losers
Unaka
for
first
last.
or both?
You can talk about Unaka and go into it if you want, or if you want to go straight into the championship game.
I'll start with Unaka. I think we mentioned last time that, senior night, we thought we had been playing better and then kind of solidified that against Sylvan East. So we just had to take what we had been doing and carry it into the tournament. And I think our kids did that, and I was really, really proud of them. Unaka for the third time in, 2 weeks, a week and a half. That was a real exciting game. I don't think we necessarily defended very well, or maybe they just made shots.
Mm-hmm.
But they scored. I think Duggar texted me and said, you scored 71 and you really don't think you're supposed to get beat by 20. But we just shot the crap out of it. I think we hit, 16 threes?
16 threes.
Yeah. Bennett McLean hit 9, 10,
I was
whatever
holding-
it is.
yeah.
It's 9, so he tied the record. Allegedly, he had a foot on the line on one. So we
Did you
got to
review the footage.
we got to tell the truth. I think.
Have you reviewed the
Here's
footage?
why I didn't review the footage. Huddle had us for 90 points. They do the breakdown. Huddle had us for 90 points and him 10 threes.
I go to huddle, and I'm not just saying that. When there's a discrepancy, like maybe your bookkeeper might not have seen it, or some people have stats on their bench. Well, we're paying a good amount of money for some. I don't know who does this. If it's some kid in their grandparents' basement that just watches high school basketball games and stats them all. But my stats, I go with huddle, and some people say, "What if they mess it up?" I don't know if they assign certain people to certain teams.
I'm
That
gonna
makes
guess-
sense.
I'm gonna guess they did that.
Because that way you get familiar with them. You're not always trying to figure out who's who. Once you've seen a couple games, now you're kind of familiar with.
Acclimated.
Yeah, so I know last year and this year I've been very pleased because it's been spot on.
Yeah, ours has been really, really close to.
I'd go with Huddle, man.
Well, Huddle had him for 10 threes and us for 90 points. The official book had him for 9 threes and us for 89
Okay, now
points.
here's what you have to do. What did the referee signal?
I didn't go look.
I bet you'd have to see what the ref
I
signaled.
didn't see it either, so.
Because that would make it official.
At the end of the game, I thought it was 10. You thought it was 10 also.
Well, I was told it was 10, and then I was told it was 9. So
I was keeping track of it on the stage the whole time, and 10 was what I had. I didn't, with my own eyes, see him signal 2.
I had to
so
go back and I
we'd have
didn't.
to go back
I
and
didn't
look.
even go back and look. But I had the official book had him for 9, and Huddle had him for 10. Either way, Bennett made it rain inside of Happy Valley. Man, I told you, I guess a little bit. At the start of the season, he can shoot the ball really, really, really well. He shot it well all summer. He shoots it well in practice. I think he had high expectations. I've talked to him about this. He had high expectations kind of for himself, and it didn't start, really, really hot for him. And then he kept kind of pressing and pressing and pressing. And I think it kind of started to turn for him around Christmas break. Over Christmas break, it's going to be kind of funny. He shot it well at Happy Valley in our Christmas tournament, and I thought he's played well. Really since then, hit a bunch of threes for us. So it was good to see that. He's been coming in here early and putting in a lot of extra work on the gun and stuff. So it's kind of good to see that to come to fruition at a big stage like during your district tournament. So we're really super proud of Ben. But no, our whole team. All those role guys, I guess everybody has been playing very well. Jason had, I think, 28 that night. I don't know if he broke any kind of record or passed any kind of record that night. Usually every game he does, so I don't want to forget
He
to
just
mention
inched
him.
close for that
But
game.
no, Tyler and Sam and Lawson and Lance, they've all been playing great. I want to plug in Jaden Bailey had a great game. He took 2 big charges, hit 2 big threes. Thought Brody played well. Coming in there, giving some good minutes. Everybody that got in played well, so it was a good night for the Huskies. Other than I think we got out rebounded, and so we wanted to shore that up. And then we allowed 70 points, but when you score 90, I don't guess it matters all that much. But anyway,
What was Bennett's career high before this? Because I was talking to him after the game, and I told him I don't know if I'd ever seen him score 20 in a game before, and he might have doubled his own career high in that game.
yeah. I'm going to say, did he say it was 19 or something like that, 18?
I think he said it was somewhere around there.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think he's had a bunch of, let's say, 15 to 20s. I don't know that he ever got to 20, but right there in that range. He's had a bunch of those between last year and this year. But nothing like the 36,
Mhm.
37, whatever he had.
And they kept leaving him open too. I was amazed.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess they figured they were going to try that zone and they're going to live and die by it, stick with it. So he just, I think what got, it got fun there in the third. I think he hit 6 out of 7 or something like that, 6 out of 8 in the third. And the boys were looking for him. And I think I mentioned this in the paper just to tell you what kind of kid Bennett is. And I'll shut up and move on to the championship game. But he comes over. He's hit 6 threes in that quarter, and he takes a bad one that kind of has time's expiring, and he's over here. I'm sorry. I'm probably like, it's just being shut up. Just keep shooting. Everybody's hitting him like, but he's just one of the best kids. We have all our kids, just some of the best kids you'll ever be around. Nice kids. So that's I'm lucky to get to coach them. And then championship game, you knew it was going to be, or we knew it was going to be hard. Man, they just pose all kinds of problems for you because they have 6, 7, 8 guys who could score the basketball. And it was a back and forth. A few things we've mentioned in previous shows that I was just super proud of. We out-rebounded them, so that was good. I think it was like considerable, like 33 to 24 or something like it. They got them pretty good. We only turned the ball over 12 times, and I mean, they still had like 18 points in transition, so they scored on almost all those. But I mean, they just put so much pressure on you and force you up out of your stuff and like take you out of your sets. But I thought 12 is pretty good against a team that pressures you that much. And then I want to just talk about our supporting cast. Lance had 16 points. I think he was 4 or 7 from 3. I thought he rebounded really well. I thought he, on defense, did what we were asking him to do as far as being a helper. Ben had all his points in the first half, 12 big first half points, and he guarded A.J. Murphy, who is just, I mean, you take away Jason, he's the best player in our league. He's so shifty and so hard to keep in front of you, so Ben done a great job on him. Lawson was great as far as handling the ball. They pick you up full court. He was great as far as offensive rebounding. Boy, he got 2 or 3 offensive rebounds with his head there on the rim. So the other coach at our conference meeting was saying, man, I didn't know 3 could get up like that. And I said, well, we've been knowing that. Now if he'll just use it all the time. But he's starting to come out of his shell a little bit. He had a big, they were trapping there at the end. He turned baseline and went and scored. Had a big floater there in the first half. Sam English, he may have played one of his better games all year. I think he was like 4 or 5 shooting or 3 or 4 shooting. He played great defense on Cole when he was in there. He made a big shot there kind of as time was expiring in the third. And then Tyler Bredden struggled there early. He had messed up on a play and had a few defensive breakdowns there. So I got all over him there going into halftime. But that's kind of the kid Tyler is. He'll just shrug it off. And he made 2 big threes in the fourth quarter. Made a big floater. I think he had 8 points in the fourth. I looked and he ended up with 11 points and 9 rebounds. So that was a really good night for him. So we're proud of Tyler. And then, of course, Jason getting ran all over the floor. I think he had 24, 7 assists, and a bunch of rebounds. So he just played a great game. And they went on a run there in the third and pushed it up to 4. And, man, I think he came down 4 consecutive times. And he was just playing off ball screens and hit mid-range pull-ups. They were just tough shots. So that was good. I think so I'm super proud of them. Like I said, we've had a tough year, especially early. We just couldn't seem to figure it out, but they stuck with it and stayed together, and man, we were able to play really, really well when it mattered most. I guess the only thing I would change is how we finished the game. I think we're up 7.
Why?
I think we're up 7 with a minute to go. And I don't know that we've been in that situation a lot this year.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, I think I got like 5 years older over there. We just kept shooting. I was like, get it out here. We're trying to run a little clock. And they would look at me dead in the eye and just shoot it. So I think one possession, we were up 5 with under a minute and got 4 offensive rebounds and shot it off 4 times. Yeah, we just kept shooting it. And then, Lord, they got a shot off, up 3. And it goes back to that conversation, do you foul, do you not? We didn't. Anyway, they got a shot off of it, or off at it to tie. So anyway, we got to work on once we play that well and get ourselves in that position, we got to finish a little stronger. But all in all, anytime you can win a district championship over a team as good as University High, we'll take it.
Did it make it any more sweeter knowing how you had your early season struggles and you were able to work past it and did to them what they did to you last year? Because that's one thing that you said after the Unaka game was that you were hoping to do to them what they did to you last year, where you beat them twice in the regular season and they took the district tournament game for you. They took both regular season games this year and you took the district championship for them. Did it make it any sweeter knowing that they swept you in the regular season and you were kind of behind the 8-ball under 500 all year? You creep back over 500, have a great end of the season, and take the district championship from them.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go back to I seen a Mike Leach, rest in peace, quote, video. He's in the locker room talking to his football team, saying nothing's really, really fun unless it's hard. And this wasn't easy. Like I said, we didn't just walk through the regular season and walk through the tournament. We had to, go through some adversity and stay together and figure it out. And we still may not have it figured out, but no, anytime you have to go through some of that stuff and everything ain't always perfect, yeah, I think it's a little bit sweeter at the end when you accomplish what you're trying to accomplish.
The Jason Britton segment this week. Every week we come on here at the end of the season and we talk about records. You mentioned that I don't think there was one broken in the Unaka game, but there was definitely one that was snapped in the University High game. He broke his own record for most points scored in a single season in Greene County history. And it's kind of crazy how that record has been broken the last 4 seasons within the county now. I think it stood for 15 years until Chris Schultz broke it, then Jacoby Gillespie, and now Jason Britton back-to-back seasons. Did you kind of expect that to be a possibility coming into the year where he could outshine what he did his junior year?
Yeah, I think he's gotten better. I think he's gotten bigger and stronger. I think last year he added kind of his off-the-dribble game to his three-point shooting game. And I think this year he just got better because he's bigger and stronger. So, yeah, I thought he could do better, and I thought we would have a chance to be better as a team, and we have been lately. So, what is it, 980-something?
983, I believe.
He's probably got the chance to go over 1,000 here this next game.
That's what we'll be talking about next week.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. And then just as far as that 29:35 tracker, I think he's at 28:54. I think that sounds right. 28:54. So he's crept down. It's less than 100. I think what it is he lost the game. We don't ever want to say we wanted to lose the district championship, but no, I think he would rather win a district championship than get an extra game, obviously. So if we make it to sub-state, that's where we were trying to make it. That would be 3 games. It would have to be 27 a game and break it. So
I think that's the math I had too. Yeah, he's 82 away, and it's 27 for 3 games.
There you go. So,
Coach, on to you now.
I done forgot what happened.
Well, you had Unaka on Friday night, and then you had Cloudland on Monday night. Does that re-jog your memory?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I think we talked last week about when you're going to play somebody in one of those district semifinal games, and they're probably trying really hard to get in a bracket opposite of Cloudland, and the only way you can do that is to get to Cloudland in the championship. We thought they would throw the kitchen sink at us. We really didn't know quite what to prepare for. They had played us man on defense both times during the season, pressured us a little bit full court. We knew something would be different, and they've been known up there. Coach Chambers is known for doing a great job teaching the matchup zone. It's given us problems for a lot of years, so we had worked against it. Well, come to find out, they still picked us up full court. Thought we handled it really well. But then when we crossed the half line, they didn't guard any of our guards. They just basically had the paint full of defenders. And, they accomplished their goal if their goal was to hold Haley and Hannah to single digits. And they did. Both of those girls, I think, finished in the single digits, 7 or 5, maybe, I don't know, but they just let us shoot it. And at first, I kind of maybe somewhat hit the panic button there. I told them, I said, you guys realize when you're firing up these wide open threes, that's exactly what they want you to be doing. And I said, we're not going to shoot it until these kids have touched it at least one time. And I said that during the first time out of the game. And then I go out there and watch them, and I mean, we're just absolutely wide open. So at the next stoppage of play, I brought him over. I said, just let it fly. I mean, if we can't hit a wide open shot, then we probably aren't going to go very far anyway. And if Haley and Hannah want to score bad enough, they'll go get an offensive rebound. So we encouraged them to try to get the ball out in transition. Maybe we could hit one of those girls inside before they got all them people in there and packed it in on them. But they did well. Ella played great. Shot it well. I think she ended up 19. And then Lauren Blevins was a big boost off the bench. She played her way right onto the all-district tournament team. I think she had 14, which is a career high for Lauren. So Mercy and Heidi made some shots for us. We didn't shoot a great percentage, but the way we were able to win that game walking away is I thought we played real well defensively. So when shots aren't falling, as long as you're getting stops, you can stay in games. So I was very proud of them. I don't even know what the final score was, but you know.
Not off the top of my head.
It's in that book. But anyway, it's fairly comfortable, I thought. You know, I think my 20-something maybe. So, you know, then we had another chance to prepare for Cloudland. I don't know. We were in the same boat last year. We played Hampton 4 times last year. And each time we played them, it got worse. And we tried to make adjustments, and maybe that's just a sign of poor coaching. But I just hope we have an opportunity to play Cloudland a 4th time this year. Because if we do, that means we're in a regional championship game, and we get to go to sub-state. But a good team like that lost 1 game all year. I think they're 24-1, ranked number 3 in the whole state. I mean, they show you what you need to work on or what you need to improve at. They out-rebounded us again for the 2nd time in a row. It wasn't as bad this time, but it was still an advantage. I think we turned it over 18 times to their 11, and they shot a much higher percentage. And, you know, people will look at the final score, and we did. We got our rear ends kicked. They doubled us up 52-26. I remember that score.
I did too.
And they were ahead of us by a solid 14, 15, 12, somewhere in that neighborhood. And, you know, what do you do? Just stand over there and watch them dribble the clock out the whole 4th quarter because, I mean, they've got a point guard that's phenomenal at controlling the ball. Very long, very fast, hard to trap. So she's just dribbling in and out as long as we got one person guarding her. I mean, there's a burning clock. So what do? Stand there and lose and just take your medicine and go on home? Or do you try to speed them up and get them to do something so that you can get possession back? So we chose to speed them up and try to make them do something. And what we made them do is score more. And that's not the style of game we really want to get into with them. But we tried to press them a little bit, tried to trap them in the half court. I mean, they were just picking it apart. People getting wide open shots, and then it was party time on Roan Mountain. So, you know, hopefully the kids will bounce back from that. We've done that before this year. I think that's what I mentioned after the game to somebody. I think we lost a game in here to them February 2nd. And then our very next game, February 6th, was a home game against South Green, another very good opponent. So we bounced right back, was able to win then. So I'm hoping that's what they do this time. We can bounce back. We got Hancock County in here Friday night at 7. When's this episode dropping?
Friday night, probably around that time.
Okay.
Would like to put it up tonight, but there's a lot that I have to do to these tonight, and it won't go up in time.
Okay. Well, at least you won't have to edit a lot out if we finish here in the next 5 minutes, because them announcements will come on.
Can you finish in 5 minutes
I'm
after
done.
the commercial break?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll get
Easy.
the messages on screen first, so we'll be right back in just a minute after this break here on Grassroots Media.
My name is Robert Starnes. I'm a lifelong resident of Northern Greene County, where I currently reside here with my wife and 3 children. I was in Barber in Greenville for the last 6 years, but I have recently changed locations to my new shop in Baileyton. It's at 285 Mortis Hollow Lane, Afton. I'm also a proud supporter of North Greene Athletics. Come see me for all of your men and boys grooming needs. Go Huskies!
Baileyton Drug Company services the surrounding communities of Baileyton with excellent patient care using a full-line pharmacy, over-the-counter selections, and a convenient drive-thru. When you visit us, you are treated as a neighbor, not a number. It's not just our slogan, but our culture. We're investing in our patients, local schools, and community. For over 5 years now, we have established ourselves as an independently family-run pharmacy that isn't driven by corporate goals. We are driven by what is best for your overall health and wellness. We're conveniently located so you don't have to make the drive. Prescription drugs are just the tip of the iceberg. We also offer natural remedies, essential oils, at-home medical needs such as walkers, rollators, bath accessories, as well as wound care products. And coming soon, basic urgent care services. What makes us better than other drugstores out there? When you frequent Baileyton Drug, you will receive professional, courteous, and friendly service that goes above and beyond any other pharmacy in the area. Remember, you're a neighbor, not a number.
Pizza, pancakes, or donuts? The Davy Crockett Travel Center in Baileyton has the cure for all your cravings. While you're there, shop our general store for souvenirs, gifts, and cellular accessories. In a hurry, grab a cold drink and a hot dog to go. Check us out on Facebook and come to Baileyton.
Welcome back to Grassroots Media. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Baileyton Drug Company. James Buchanan and Sam Tarleton, TMB, BNT, whatever you want to refer to it as show. Presented by Starne's Barbershop. As always, I'm sitting here with Lady Huskies head coach James Buchanan, Huskies head coach Sam Tarleton, and E-Dog, of course, making another special appearance. He's kind of in the shot. He's kind of over there.
Lean in there, little E-Dog. Show him.
Surprise. There we go.
Yeah, there he is.
So we're down to the regional tournament now. I know a few weeks ago I said this is the most exciting time of the season. Now the regional tournament kind of brings on the most important time of the season. It's kind of win or go home at this point. You've got Hancock County. You've got a bye. So you really don't know what to expect at this point yet. I know you expect either one of 2 teams, but you don't know for sure at the moment.
I know what.
Don't do that.
You know what to expect on your side.
Yeah.
You've got Hancock County. Yeah. So take me through that matchup and what you expect.
We have played them recently. Now it was weird because we had a Friday game with Unaka and a Monday game with Unaka. We squeezed a Hancock game in there, and I'm not going to say we did not prepare. We prepared. It was just hard. We had a whole lot going on, so we play a Friday night game. They come in a little bit early on Saturday so that we can maybe try to get it in our head what we need to do that night. I don't think we were as prepared as we hopefully will be tomorrow. I think the final score was 53-27. We hit a lull in the second quarter where we went 5 minutes without scoring. Hannah had to leave the game to get retaped, and they changed to a zone, and we just didn't play well. So I think we were able to go on a run right before the half and got it up to 31-12, I think, at the half. And then, had a good third quarter, a bad fourth quarter. So final score was 53-27. So we've got them here again on our home court. Hopefully I'll do a better job this time, and hopefully the kids will play well here in front of the home crowd. Like you said, win or go home. So hopefully they'll bring the energy, and we'll get it done. What do you think, E-Dog? You think we can do it?
I think so.
Okay.
I know they can do it. I know they got a good team, well coached, and girls will be ready.
Talk about your side of the bracket. I know you got a bye the first round.
Yeah, that's the first time that ever
happened. Who would you play possibly in the second round?
We got the winner of Cloudland and Hancock County. Both teams that we have played. Both teams that, Hancock, that was a 7-point game. So that could be tough. And then Cloudland's been getting better and better.
Cloudland, I think
got a big win.
Yeah, big win against Unaka. I know Spencer was fired up, as he should be. I think he did a really good job. And these kids played well. They hit big shots down the stretch. Man, they'll do some of the craziest stuff as far as defensively you've ever seen. So, we can't look ahead. We're going to have to. I mean, it's good to get a bye, and it's good to put yourself in a position against, I guess, to get to the sub-state or get to the region championship against teams that you beat. But like I said many times, just because you beat a team earlier in the season don't mean the same thing's going to happen. So we're going to get here. We're going to prepare. We know it's win or go home, so it's, very serious. We got to get in here, and hopefully we can continue to do the things that we're doing that's making us play a little better here down the stretch.
How much of a stretch between games would that be for you? Would
That's
that
a
be
week.
7 days?
That's a week. I'm going to try to get some, I'll do this over Christmas break, get some older kids in here to, make sure we go through our stuff and that we stay, running and conditioning and practicing. We'll try to have them ready. But that is a big break.
I didn't know if that was one of those things you feared, having that big break between important games like that, where it goes from a district championship to a must-win situation where it's win or go home. Is that one thing that you kind of fear, having that off time a little bit?
Yeah, it's different. It gets you out of routine. But I think we got older guys who played in big games before, so and I think they're locked in. I think they have a goal in mind that they want to accomplish, and they know, hey, you get put out right now, you ain't going to accomplish it. So there's no reason that you shouldn't be locked in, even though there's a big break.
Anything else you got left to add?
No. Just hope we win.
You sleepy today?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Just hope we win, Tyler. Just want to win so bad.
Just win, baby.
Just win.
Who said that?
Rocky.
Al Davis?
No.
Al Davis.
No. No. He might have.
Oh, he did. He did for sure.
What's the
Win,
date
baby,
on that?
win.
What's the date? I mean, he was. It's like 60s,
All right.
70s probably. So.
Rocky 2.
I just knew that from a song.
Rocky gets married. Him and Adrian are expecting a child.
We ain't talked about Rocky in a while. This is good.
And Apollo Creed has issued a challenge. He wants a rematch because everybody's making fun of him.
By the way, rest in peace, Carl Weathers.
Coach, when
That's
was this movie made?
76 was Rocky 1. I think maybe 78, 80, somewhere in there would
This
have
would
been
have
Rocky
been before
2.
Al Davis.
Yeah, so
Maybe.
there. So,
Let's fact check this. Let's see who
Adrian-
said this first.
1979.
there you go.
Was that
1979.
See
Rocky
when,
2?
See when Al Davis said that.
So,
Just win, baby.
Just win.
Rocky is challenged by Apollo because everybody's making fun of Apollo that this bum was able to go the distance with him. So he's wanting to fight him again, and this time just kill him in 3 rounds or less. So Rocky really didn't want to fight at first. Adrian definitely didn't want him fighting because he got messed up so bad the first time. So she's against it. So he goes on and takes the match. And he's training, but his heart's not in it because Adrian's not with him. Well, then she has a little, issue there where she's pregnant, so she has to go to the hospital. She's in a coma. It's looking bad. They went ahead and delivered the baby. The baby was fine. Adrian, he wouldn't leave her side. So finally, one day she wakes up out of her coma, and there's Mickey, his trainer, and there's Rocky, and he's by her bedside. I knew you'd come back. I knew you'd come back. So she's getting to where she's talking to him. They bring the baby in. They're able to see the baby for the first time. She says, she's laying there in that bed. She says, come here. He gets a little closer. She says, no, come here. He gets in there real close, so she's got a special message. She looks up at him. She says, win. It was over. Remember Mickey? Remember what he said? What are we waiting for? Then he had a shirt made. He's working out. He's got a shirt on that says, win, baby, win. Actually, I think it just says win. Adrian.
Did you watch any of the NBA All-Star festivities?
By the way, Rocky did win. I just blew the movie for those of you who hadn't seen it.
That blew it for me.
Have you seen it? You seen how he wins in Rocky 2? Oh. Legendary. I ain't gonna blow it.
Oh, well, you told me who won already. So.
Well, no, it's how he wins. It's how he wins.
I'll just-
Yeah, worth it.
Okay, they hit each other at the same time. They both knock each other down.
He gets up for the team.
So here comes the 10 count, and he's pulling himself up on the rope.
It's time for the afternoon
Apollo is
announcement.
too.
Seniors, it's time to vote for the prom theme. Visit your
Prom.
class canvas page. to
All they
vote
care
today,
about around
vote
here is the
again
prom.
on
Just
Wednesday.
kidding.
Next
So they hit
Hey, boys.
So they hit each other, knock each other down at the same time, and the ref's counting, and they're both like over on the ropes trying to pull themselves up. and Apollo glances over at Rocky, and he's almost up there at the top rope. Apollo just sits back down. He can't do it. And Rocky gets on his feet. 10! So he's on his feet. Apollo's not world champion.
Did we find out when Al Davis said that?
I tried looking for it. I couldn't find it.
When did he coach for the Raiders?
It was back early 70s. It might have been before that.
Just
Watching
win,
the
baby.
All-Star festivities, it's hard to watch those
I
nowadays.
saw highlights. That All-Star game is about the sorriest basketball.
Yeah,
I
it's
agree.
getting crazy. They got to do
It's getting
something about
old.
Well, they
it.
tried. They went back to East-West. Nobody cared.
No, they even had. They said they had Iguodala, Julius Erving, and Larry Bird go there and talk to them before the game, tell them how they need to compete. And these young guys, they just laugh it off.
They said that they were talking before the game, and it was some kind of where Draymond was in there with Candace Parker or somebody. I can't even remember who.
Charles Barkley.
They were in there talking. He had his own little thing while they're watching the game, and they were talking about who's going to be the MVP. And somebody said, like Luka. Draymond started laughing. He said, "There's no way he'll ever be the MVP of the All-Star game because he'll never play hard enough. He could care less.
No, he goes
They're just here so they don't get fined."
Yeah.
Well, that's what that.
Jokic is the same way.
Carl Anthony Towns is the opposite. He'll never win MVP, but he'll try his butt off to win
Yeah.
All-Star Game MVP.
They use it as a break. That's what they kept saying. It's
Yeah.
a break. Why would I compete?
Here's a I don't understand. LeBron can log 14 minutes in the All-Star game with a bum ankle, but can't play tonight against Golden State. But he's 39, so he gets a pass, I guess.
Get him a pass.
It's weird.
Hey, Kobe picks up full court in All-Star game. I
It's
love
different
that.
breed.
Respect.
Different breed.
Do you think they should do something like make it an incentive that the winner gets home court advantage in the finals?
No,
You don't think so?
no.
Did you ever like that in the MLB
No,
All-Star Game?
no,
either?
think about it like this. What if you play on a terrible team
That's true.
and you play for the Orlando
It's the same
Magic?
situation as last year. Like if the 8 seed Miami Heat make it, it's the number 1 seed Denver Nuggets. If the East won the All-Star Game, that's unfair for a team with
Yeah.
maybe 20 less wins
You can't
that
put it on that.
gets
No.
the home court advantage. But I don't know if there's anything that you could really do to make them take the game seriously. You know? It's starting to become
You
like
know
the
what?
Pro Bowl where
Pay
it's unwatchable.
Money.
Pay them big money to win. Pay them next to nothing to lose, and it'll be worth their time to go try to win.
You think they should up the pay in that in-season tournament?
Why do they even have it? You know why they have
Oh,
the
I agree. I
in-season
don't like the
tournament?
in-season tournament
So
at
that people
all.
watch the NBA before Christmas, because nobody watches it before. They always wait till after Christmas.
So
to
they
start.
could make more money.
Yeah,
I think it's like a $500,000 incentive if you win.
yeah.
Some of them, it's nothing.
I don't really care about that. And the All-Star game, just do what the NFL does. Just play flag football. Or don't even let them do skill stuff. Let them have a big game of knockout or something, or trick shots.
Shoot, NFL's playing dodgeball and everything else.
Yeah. The only bad thing about that would be you're stopping something that's gone on for a long, long time. That's kind of usually sad. But how many people even watch that crap? That's hard to watch.
It is.
I could play in an NBA All-Star game because nobody's playing defense. I mean, you leave me open, I'll hit one maybe or two. It's just not even fun to watch. No.
I could probably be the worst player in the All-Star game and still hit like 23s in one game.
Yeah, I mean, E-Dog
The
hit
worst,
20.
the worst player in the All-Star game on the West side took the most shots.
Well,
It's crazy how you have LeBron, Steph, and KD combined for 37 shots, and Cat takes 34.
and I tell you what, I'm hearing that the world's in trouble.
Why's the world in
'Cause
trouble?
I think the USA is going to stack up that Olympic team.
Drivers and car runners can be
Hey, I
dismissed.
keep hearing from old Perkins. He says he's got inside information that LeBron ain't going anywhere, and you can go ahead and book a third star this summer.
Well, there's a little bit of debate on who that third. I heard somehow Kyrie's name's back in, along with Trey Young. I've heard that. And who was the other person? There was another third,
Is it Mitchell? Because he ain't staying.
Donovan Mitchell.
He ain't staying in Cleveland. He's told him.
Who knows? So if they're able to actually keep the guys they had, they didn't trade none of them guys. Add one more stud, they might figure it out. I don't know.
I don't keep up with the
What
Lakers.
about Spencer? Is he gonna help him any?
Dinwiddie,
Dinwiddie?
I haven't watched.
He ain't played with him yet.
Okay, well I ain't watched a minute of a game since they Anyway, since he
He
played.
just got acquired right before the All-Star break, and he hadn't played with him yet. But Vanderbilt's going to be out for a long time probably.
Did he play? I thought he played in one game there.
Did he?
Before. He
may have.
I don't know. Did he? I may have dreamt that up. See if Spencer Dinwiddie has ever played for Lakers yet.
He came and watched the game. He was sitting in the stands with Pelinka.
Is Gabe Vincent ever going to play?
I don't know.
It's
Hey,
been a disappointment.
what is this? February what? 20 what? Second?
22nd.
Okay. I think like Selection
He
Sunday
played
is.
28 minutes against the Jazz on February 14th.
How'd he do?
How'd he do?
He scored 10 points and had 4 assists.
How many shots?
It doesn't say on here.
Well, let's talk a little college hoops before I got to go out here and practice my team.
Probably get whipped.
Earlier, I was down on them. I was pretty down.
Boys, he's going to start talking that dude
They're
talk.
rolling around.
I think they needed that Carolina
They're
game.
coming
And
around.
I think you needed John Henson to talk a little
They're
bit.
coming around a little bit.
Oh, Lord. I don't know about
They look a little tougher than what they've been looking.
ACC's down, boys. They ain't playing nobody.
They
Carolina ain't
they're
played
just-
nobody either, and they
they're
still
blowing
can't
them
win.
out.
Genius scored.
At least they're blowing them out. And they're not having any trouble here lately. So
I seen where some McCain's playing good.
he's
Wish
shooting
he-
well. I'll tell you who they're getting a little bit of offense out of is Mark Mitchell. And that's a shocker. And here's what makes me a little bit more excited about them now. Because they've won several games where Filipowski has not played well.
Caleb Foster's been playing more too, and I think
Yeah.
you needed to see
Well,
him
Proctor
a little
had
bit
a
in that.
concussion.
That's
And
true. He played a little bit last night.
Yeah.
With some of his minutes, because Proctor came back last night.
they look
but he
like a
didn't start.
team now that can beat anybody.
Yeah, I
But
seen,
they're still a team that could lose to anybody.
But it scares me to get hot now though, because they did that last year, and you get to the second round and they just
I
laid an
seen
egg.
some kind of, it was like, giving Kim Palm stats. And last 25 tournaments, at this point in the year, you've had to be something in offense and something in defense and to win the national title. And it broke it down. Had like 8 or 9 teams that could possibly win it. They was one of them.
Duke
I saw
was.
that exact tweet. I'm about to bring it
Connecticut,
up.
Tennessee, I'm sure, both
Connecticut,
in that.
Tennessee,
Purdue.
Houston, Purdue, Arizona, North
Kansas.
Carolina.
95.5 of national champions since 2001 have had a top 21 Ken Palm offense pre-tournament. 90.9% of national champions since 2001 have had a top 31 Ken Palm defense pre-tournament. Teams that currently fit this criteria: Creighton, UConn, Tennessee, Carolina, Houston, Duke, Purdue, Arizona. So out of those 8.
You just have to wait and see how the bracket unfolds. I ain't going to say something stupid like they're going to the Final Four. I mean, you got to look at who they're matching up with and
I'd
all
like to
that.
see Tennessee getting one there.
Yep, that'd be nice. All right, guys, let's practice.
Wait, you're going to practice. I'm going to go home.
I'm-
I'm actually
You
not
want to
going to
stay
go
to
home.
practice?
No, I got to go do another
I only have
coach's
9
show.
players. E-Dog had practice with us yesterday. He might be tired. You want to stand in for him today?
I got to go see Sam Rules.
Okay.
How's our views? Where are they at?
I think you got second last week.
Second.
Second
Who
to
got
who?
first?
Kyle Donahue.
Kyle,
That's good. I like Kyle.
good job,
Was
Kyle.
it that senior night
Mhm.
video? I can see that.
He had, how many of them? 7 seniors, I think, do the second part of the show.
Senior
Oh,
wing,
he had some bells and whistles.
Mhm.
senior wing team.
Is this something we're going to get in trouble for not doing for our kids?
Probably. You gotta tell us when people are doing this.
You did good on Saturday morning with Haley.
Oh, yeah. Did we get did anybody watch that?
That might have been the most viewed one we've had. That did well.
There you
Randy
go.
James is gonna be on there.
Sponsors, you're welcome.
Pizza in, you're welcome.
Yeah, I got
You were
2
the only
pieces.
Yeah, no, E-Dog ate
Breakfast
some
pizza.
too, yeah.
I had
You
3
and
after
E-Dog.
the show aired. It was really good.
All right.
Is that it?
That's all I got.
That's all we got. E-Dog, you got anything to
Hey,
add?
we got to win this game Friday night.
We sure
We
did.
got to win it fast.
Mm-hmm.
Because we got to get into bed. Because we got to get up at 5 a.m. Saturday
I ain't
morning.
waking up 5 a.m. to
Yeah,
watch
you
that
are.
show. I am not. By the time the main event's gonna come on, I gotta be at Pizza Inn.
WWE
I don't know if it'll last that long. It ain't gonna
Elimination
last 5
Chamber.
hours.
It's in Perth, Australia. Never even heard of Perth, Australia.
If I'm those Australians though, I'm ticked.
Well, I mean, that's normal time for them.
No, they didn't get a good show though.
It's not a bad show. The winner of the Chambers got Rollins.
Cody's not wrestling, Rollins not wrestling, Roman's not wrestling.
They're
Rock's not
going to be
wrestling.
there. That's all they care about. They're doing the Grayson Waller effect.
They'll be there, but I mean, you just get to see them walk out
You
there.
think
and
they'll
talk.
be the only ones there?
You really think they're gonna travel all the way to Australia?
Somebody will be there.
Okay.
This is WrestleMania season. Expect the unexpected.
Don't want to talk about him in a negative tone, but he is known to not show up sometimes. So I don't know when he's gonna be there and when he's not gonna be
true.
there.
Right.
Same with The Rock.
I have no clue what anybody.
That's all right, Sam. We'll tell you. We'll
Roman likes
educate
to
you.
stay home and come when it's relevant. Just kidding.
I better like Roman. I use his.
I like Roman.
I use his stuff all the time.
I don't mind.
Yeah,
They're on our warm up. He's on our warm up shirts. We the one, ain't that him?
yeah. Roman Reigns.
Oh, he's my favorite.
Tribal Chief.
What do you think about Brock Lesnar, John Cena, and Roman Reigns all becoming what they said they wouldn't? What do you believe? What's your thoughts on that?
Money talks.
It's
You
funny
need
how
no
they
money,
all talk about that. And
Go do a few shows and
The
make
Rock
it-
the same way. I don't know how. That
Yeah, I mean, it's the almighty dollar.
Cena
people
talked about him
don't
going to
fall for it.
Hollywood, then he followed him to Hollywood, and then
The love
Roman
of money
said
is
about
the
John.
root of all evil.
Mm-hmm.
So
You know, how many years of college you about got done now?
About finished with
Almost
2.
halfway done.
time's
I
flying.
feel old.
Mm-hmm.
All right, time to practice.
All
Bye.
right, that's all we got. Thank you
Go
all for watching
Huskies.
this week's edition
Go
of the
Huskies.
Baileyton Drug Company TMB show presented by Starne's Barbershop. Look forward to seeing y'all next time here on Grassroots Media.
I don't even have a practice plan. I'm just winging it today.
Nah.